Let's talk with Trey. Discussing life day by day. Together we can pave the way. The next show is underway. Let's talk with Trey. Discussing life day by day. Together we can pave the way. The next show is underway.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk with Trey Bryan. I have another quick one for you here, and it's going to be a good nugget, I believe. As I was sitting back just chilling and talking and with family and friends past week and all, I just started looking at some things and was pondering on a few things that we should probably think about, right? And that sometimes go over our head. Some of the things that we should be thinking and learning as we go through this thing called life and deal with folks, whether they're friends, family, or not. So I'm going to focus a little bit more on people who may not and how we should probably behave or react to certain things, right? So let's jump right on into it. So today's topic is on what we need to come to terms with in life, i.e. life relationships, mental health, and acceptance. And what I mean by mental health is not going into the conversation of mental health, but to realize that it affects our mental health by dealing with certain things, right? And are not accepting certain things. So let's start with the first one here that I wrote down is no response from someone is a response. So as we sit back and look and say, okay, I asked someone something and thought about why they're not responding because we haven't heard anything. Well, without hearing something is a response. That's your answer. And it's a very, very loud response of negativity. So when you sit back and say, well, I don't know what's going on because they didn't respond to me, and you're talking to other folks about certain things or whatever it may be, work relationship, personal relationship. It's like, well, why haven't I heard anything? So they did give you an answer, and that's a no. So, or whatever it is. So stop chasing for an answer when they already gave it to you. Number 2, people will show you how they really feel about you. They will. Just open your eyes. What are you saying? You can be blind to it, right? To what someone is showing you and how they really feel. But then that's really going back on you because you're not being woke. So they're showing you things every day. And if you're choosing not to open your eyes or put it in the back or giving excuses for something, even especially when it's dealing behavior, a behavior way of they treating you and all, and you don't like it and you're giving an excuse, well, maybe they had a bad day. Or maybe they're doing this. I mean, not everybody have a bad day every day. So if they're showing you who they are, like Maya Angelou said, believe it and keep it moving. Stay awake. All right. Number 3, and this is the last one. When someone refuses to change when dealing with you, and you also refuse to change, where are we going with that? So why you're upset with them if they refuse to change and you're constantly at them? Reality is you're refusing to change as well. I'm not saying one is right and one the other, but I'm just throwing it out there that if they're refusing to change and you're still at it, you're also refusing to change. So if both are refusing to change, why are you still at it? Let it go. That could be an argument. It could be a relationship. It could be work. It could be whatever. If something is, you guys are doing this constantly, then something has to change. So for your lifestyle, for less stress on the mentalness, for less accepting of wrongness, you don't reduce your standards. You just change it. Move it on. Stop refusing to change and just change and walk away. And it could be as simple as you just walking away from an argument or you walking away from a relationship. But you don't continue to do that. God has not brought us on this earth to do that. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not to your own understanding. All right. So A few words I wrote down in reference to that is stop trying to force someone to change the way they treat you, and expect something different. If they refuse, you also refuse to accept their refusal. And you also refuse to accept their behavior. So they also refuse to change for you, right? Move on if you don't accept it. By staying in an argument or a relationship, you're refusing to change your behavior, which is just crazy. Repeating the same thing and expecting a different result is called insanity. So it doesn't mean you have to be mad or enemies and stuff like that. If stuff just doesn't work, move on to the next thing. So I'm not saying the bath water is dirty, so you're going to dump out the baby with it. I'm not saying that. If you're in a relationship or something, I'm saying adjust, and possibly they will adjust. And if it don't, then you know you go to the next step. Could be comments, it could be counseling, it could be whatever. Go to the next step. Just don't dump the baby out. Unless, not that you need to dump a baby anywhere, but unless it's really just that bad, then you have someone else take that baby. How about that? You're not dumping it out, but you're passing that baby on to someone else. So those are a few nuggets to think about as you go through this thing called life. That's all I want to do is drop some nuggets. I hope this is helpful for some folks, and then we'll dive more into other stuff in future topics. So again, if you like what you're hearing on these brief nuggets that help you get through the week, the day, or whatever, continue to watch, tell other folks about it, subscribe, drop a note in on different topics that you may want to. Trust me, we're reading them, and I'm reading them, and we will have those conversations on the topics that you may be interested in. Again, every week, different topic. So it's just to get us through this thing called life together, because we are here and connected to be with one another. With that, I want to thank you again for coming in. Remember to subscribe, like, and share this channel. And let's keep pushing it so we can enjoy life, the limited time we have on this earth together, and be happy throughout life. Again, God bless you guys. Love you, and see you next week.